welcome to my channel, and I'm joined with my sister. This is Joy. Hi. Just want to say these are completely my opinions, her opinions, based on our experiences. Just addressing something that I feel like is a bigger problem. I feel like it's a mindset among a lot of black men that I find. I know that a lot of the things that we're going to be speaking about do cross into other genders and to other races as well. But we're talking about black men and how they don't respect black women. I was posting recently, like a few weeks ago, about black men, and what was I saying? I was saying that the disrespect of cheating really breaks down families, and sometimes how when black men cheat and they have this mindset that like they're the donnies to be cheating. Do you know like what you're doing to the black women that you claim that you love? Like a lot of you lot watch your mums be disrespected, violated by your dads, and even like stepdads, and then you lot want to come and do the same thing, but you understand the struggle and the pain when it's your mum, but you don't get it when you're inflicting
it to other people, like especially of another black woman. Like for me, what I feel like is so confusing is how do you not like look at you, like how do you not look at the black women that you're dating and kind of not see that as a reflection of your mother? Everyone that is around me, when I see a situation happening to like say a boy that's died around 21 due to police brutality, the first thing I think it relates back to my brother. So when you're out here treating a black woman in a certain way, how does that not reflect in your mind? This is something that could be happening to my mom or even my sister. Like I tend to ask older guys that I chill with a lot, the way that you treat women, would you allow that? And these are people that call me their little sister or their little cousin. Would you allow that? Would you be happy for someone to treat me the way that you treat other women?
And the answer is always no. And at the end of the day, like I said, of course there's like Asian men and white men that don't always necessarily treat their partners correctly. I'm just speaking to the community that I'm in, because I'm here for us to grow as a community. And I feel like a lot of men as well, that what pisses me off sometimes is when you have this conversation, a lot of men take it like you're being attacked. But I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. Can you just show me the lie? Do you or do you not know a lot of your friends that are cheating? Even when that list that has recently been circulating, and a lot of conversations have been about men who've basically sexually assaulted or raped women within the community, a lot of guys would be like, I don't know, I don't know, I've never raped somebody, and I don't know anyone that rapes anyone. But yet there's so many women getting raped. I feel like there's a lot of things within our community that people don't like to speak about. They want to brush under
up as well.
Want to brush under the carpet.
It's not something that we should talk about. But how can we address issues outside our race, but we cannot address issues within our race? And it's just like, that's why like we just we can't overcome the enemy when we cannot overcome the problems within our own community. And we always need to start off with ourselves, and then we can actually, because you can't, like, it's for me it just doesn't make sense, where it's just like the conversations shouldn't be had within ourselves, but we all need to be on deck to give the conversations to other people. How does that make sense?
It doesn't. There are a lot of situations where there's men with side chicks, undercover chicks, whole families, like it's just actually wild. And the thing is, it breaks down a woman's confidence. When you break down a woman's confidence with that level of disrespect, that's the same woman in her brokenness that's now raising your children. And I posted something about this, and literally a lot of black guys came onto my comments and they were like, men in other races cheat, and this. And to me, that's like when I say Black Lives Matter and people say all lives matter. At the end of the day, cheating has become such a normal thing within our community. We don't even see how it can break down. Like, the devil always attacks the head of a household. Men are needed. They are the foundation. They hold things down. Without that head, families are broken down. Children are not in two-parent households. A lot of different issues, emotionally, mental health, all these things that are not dealt with. I just feel like there's this unrealness, and within our communities, and I always say this, women are raised to be wives, but you men, what are men raised to be? Just men. And I feel like mothers, I'm speaking to young and old, you guys have a responsibility to teach your sons to be better men. You have a responsibility as you're raising your daughters to be wives, to raise your sons to be good husbands, because being just a man who provides, that's not enough. Because what these men start thinking is having money is okay to be disrespectful,
and then you miss out the lesson of wrong and right. And I feel like that's what it is. Like, me right now I'm going to start talking about like mothers as well, like, at this point, because it's just like I feel like that's where it not that way it starts from, but
that's where
like,
it starts from.
That's where it starts from. Instead of teaching your sons and whatever, like this is like it's like there's never a conversation to say that like there's so many mothers that have sons that the girlfriend that they've been dealing with for a very long time, but in that same household that you're living in, they're bringing the side chicks and they're bringing extra girls or late night one night stands, and you're okay with that. Why is there not a conversation happening? But if it was your daughter, it wouldn't even be allowed, or it wouldn't even be like the daughter knows for a fact that this cannot even happen in my household. Why is that even happening? Mothers, you really need to get it together and really check your sons, because you're actually out here doing it wrong for all of us. Because if you're not gonna allow, like, why are you allowing your son to do this to other chicks, but you don't want it for your own daughter?
The same way that right now, in America, and I feel like it's a worldwide phenomenon, Karens. Yeah, we speak a lot about these white women who basically have this distaste for black people. Women are so powerful within a community. As powerful as men are, women are also very powerful. You are the ones that predominantly and primarily are raising the kids. You are the ones that's pouring into these children, and I just implore every single black woman to educate themselves. I want to do the same when it comes to raising my kids, and that's why I don't have kids yet. Like, just being able to provide for a child isn't enough. We're raising black kids who have systematic oppression, who have racism, who have discrimination coming at them from left, right and centre, including within their own community. And I just feel like this is probably
why do we have to be like against ourselves?
Yeah, like, and I'm just.
If you have the world against you, shouldn't you just even be like, do you know what? We need to be on top from when the baby is walking out of my womb. I really don't understand, how you can have such it's really confusing when there's so much, like, how can you have so much hate in your heart for the woman that carried your kid, like, and you can't even put that aside regardless of your child, like, because sometimes, like, I really don't, like, me, I don't know, I hear a lot of situations, and there are like good relationships when it comes to baby mums and baby dads, but there are some situations that I hear about, and sometimes the way that the guys be talking about their baby mums, I've heard some guys call their baby mums some really, really disgusting things, and it is truly beyond me. I'm like, oh my god.
Don't be talking rubbish about the mother of your child. Exactly. Let's say that, and especially in front of your kids. Especially in front, not even in front, regardless, it's not even in front of, because what we don't realise and it's something that is kind of I feel like is a generational thing, is that kids can pick up on everything. If you don't like it, like the way that you treat your baby mum or your baby dad, regardless of if you're doing it in front of the kids, trust me, kids read energy faster than they can read a book. Right.
So when you're carrying that energy, even just to, like, I'm the sort of person that my energy is so strong. If I'm not in a good mood, the whole house can feel it. When I'm upset, the whole house can feel it. That's my energy. So imagine me having a situation with someone, and you think kids don't carry that, and then after that kind of manifests into something.
Yeah.
And if you look,
it can only grow.
It's
like a seed that you plant, and basically every single time you're speaking about it, every single time you're investing negative energy into it, it's only growing.
And negativity doesn't just like fly up and disappear into the sky. No, it goes into something, and it always goes into the closest human being, and the closest human being is your children. So it's just like, regardless of the relationship that you have with your baby mom, I feel like no matter what, or your baby dad, in both ways, no matter what, you need to find like some sort of positive light within that, because you guys are really starting to affect your children, and that's our next generation. And if we don't want to, if we're out here fighting for like what's happening now, we're doing like, do you know what, we need change or whatever, we need to start, that's another thing that we need to start again, because just like this generational curse has even gone down to us. Do we want to keep on passing it on to our kids? Nah, because my kids don't want it, and I don't even have children.
Yeah, I feel like obviously this is a deeper issue. I'm not a psychologist, but when I sometimes think about the way black men maneuver, obviously it's a lot of different things, but I tend to find that a lot of black guys, again, my experience, have this energy towards black women, and it's because, like, I don't know, like, you know, sometimes it's like the ones closest to you are the ones you disrespect. But what actually effing annoys me about this is, who do you think understands your struggle the most? Who is it? Who is it that understands this struggle more than us? And it's us that you want to come and be higgledy haggadah with. You want to be doing higgledy haggadah behaviours. It hurts me when I see black men hurt. It hurts me when I see black men disrespected. And I feel like, does it hurt black men when they see black women hurt? Like, you lot are happy to leave us like dogs at the side of the road. A lot of men that I know, the majority of black men, and it's so sad for me to say this, but keeping it 100, the majority, and I say that with confidence, of black men that I know in relationships do not respect their women. Just take that in.
Yeah.
People I know personally, you lot don't even respect your effing women. Like, and you lot literally, like, it's so crazy. And these are the women that will hold you down. She'll be in a situation with you knowing you're cheating. She'll be in a situation with you knowing you're putting your hands on her. And you still expect us to stay there. God forbid she should go and go and live her life. God forbid that she should actually be happy. You're a demon that she's trying to get away from you. And then the emotional manipulation comes. And there's this mindset, like, we as a people need to understand we have a responsibility to ourselves, to our community, to the next generation, to your brother, to your sister, to your wife, to your husband, to your partner, to the mother of your child. Like, you have a responsibility as a person of color, as a black person, in this world, to do better, to be better. Like, I feel like we're created to walk with purpose. This melanin that we have that nobody else has, it. I believe that God gave us the tools to survive this really cruel world. I believe ultimately we are human beings first, and ultimately I do believe that God created us to be relational, and God created us to be a source of love, both to give and receive. So when you find it, I feel like it is a beautiful thing. But let me just say this, because I just need to big up the kings. Some of y'all are out here holding it down. Holding it down. Like, I definitely see some of these, like, it actually makes me look a bit excited when I see